sometimes you need some luck. I have got two stories for you today, and the theme of today's episode is sometimes you need some luck, or we underestimate luck, or we overestimate the influence we have on the course of events. Story number one. I was appointed to manage an outplacement team. Outplacement was the term for you had too many people, and let's say a number of people were not fired, but said, well, you have to leave the organization and you will get outplacement services. And this was a big multinational, and I think they on the list were around 1,000 people. And they said to me, Tom, you have to manage a team and you will organize outplacement. And the target, of course, is to bring the 1,000 people down to zero without us having to fire people. So there I was, ambitious as always, and I made a team, and we rented, but we went on a vacated floor, and we started to work with those 1,000 people, and I won't explain the outplacement process. Generally it is around talking to people, what do you want, and then doing assessments, and then helping them to find a new job. And well, we were very successful. Yeah, the 1,000 went to 800, went to 600, went to 400, and I think well, in around 6 months, we had helped 600 of those 1,000 people to find a new job. And then, as it goes, the reorganization was re-evaluated, and I think more or less the 400 people could stay. And I said, Tom, congratulations, you did a successful job with your team, and well, you get a new assignment. Well, later I learned, also talking to other people who had been active in these kind of processes, that, well, this is the way it always goes, whether you have an outplacement team or not. Of course, if you tell 1,000 people you have to look for a new job, many of those people, they start looking for a new job and they find a new job very quickly. They don't need your outplacement services. So 800, 900, 1,000, 900, 800. There's a kind of natural flow of people, and of course, in the end, there are some people remaining who have less chances on the labor market, and well, the question is, can you really help them? So, in hindsight, whether I had managed that team or not, or whether we had that team or not, I think the curve would have been more or less the same. So, we overestimated our own capabilities. Number two, I was looking for help. I was looking for help. I was totally overworked. My team had too many things to do. Well, we had a lot of projects, so although I always like to do things in small teams, I needed help. So I defined a job, let's call it, I think it was called something like Comp and Ben Assistant, Compensation and Benefits Assistant, someone who could do a lot of calculations, etc., etc. So I found a friend at the sourcing company, recruitment agency, And I said, well, this is the person we need temporary, quick as possible. And well, she looked in her files, and well, within a couple of days, I had a couple of candidates at my desk. And candidate number 3 had a profile that was far away from what we had described in the vacancy. So we, of course, a comp and ben assistant, well, experience in comp and ben, and a technical background and working with Excel, all those kind of things. There came this person, and he or she, well, you know, had a lot of experience, not in comp and ben, and his affinity was with talent management. But as I was desperate, and this person made a very positive impression, can do, and of course I'm willing to learn, etc., etc. And I hired her on the spot. No good match with the profile, but in the end, a very good match with our team. And one of the this new recruit was one of the ingredients of the success of my team. And although she did not do a lot of work in the comp and ben area, she moved into the area of talent management and did some very successful projects. Had I followed the standard best practice procedure, making sure I had a good match, I would not have been so lucky to find this person. So here clearly I was lucky. I was lucky that I was desperate. I was lucky that this candidate came to my desk, and yeah, consequently we had a lot of success. So 2 stories to illustrate, and to illustrate the 2 messages. You need some luck, and well, don't overestimate your influence on the course of events. Some leaders tend to do that, but I also see that in HR teams, that they think they can influence the whole world, and well, you know, the world is moving, organizations are moving, disregardless sometimes of what you are doing. And I think that's a good thing. Take care. Bye.